people feel once they hit 50, it's just time to slow down. But that is definitely not the case. This is the second chapter of our lives, and I am ready for it. I want to make this second chapter the best chapter ever. So, this is the perfect time to hit that reset button and make some meaningful changes. I'm going to tell you how I boost my energy, my health, and my happiness. And I hope it helps you out a little bit. My name's Catherine. Welcome to my channel. My number one tip in this whole entire video to enhance your life and live the best life you can is to get out of debt. That is just absolutely my number one tip. You got to do it. This is your year. If you're in debt, this is your year. You got to fight for it. And it's hard. It is so hard. But the feeling that you get when you get out of debt and the freedom you have is just amazing. It is just the best feeling in the world. And you just have this weight that is lifted off of your chest. So it took me many, many years to get out of debt, but I fought so hard to get there. And we probably had about $23,000 in debt. Like I said, it took us many years to get there, but we, excuse me, any extra money that we had, we would throw on our debt. I don't care if it was $4, $7, $12. If I had that extra money in cash, it immediately went out the door. I sent it online or I mailed a check. It didn't even matter. I went to the bank and paid them, I think $4.73 or something like that one time. I didn't care. I was like, this will not consume me anymore. I am done with it. And once we got in that mindset and fought for it, the winnings were unbelievable. So just to have that freedom and the weight off your chest and just to feel the best you can feel, get out of debt. This is your year. Do it. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? Think about it. Is it playing an instrument, crocheting, gardening, reading? Think about what brings you joy and bring that item back into your life. If you haven't done it for a while, write it down on a Post-it note. Remind yourself, like, yes, this is the month I need to start crocheting again. Or this week I'm going to pick up my guitar again and start practicing. Or maybe start lessons again. What makes you happy? Bring it back into your life and you won't regret it. This one is a heavy one. And not everyone can do this, but I highly suggest trying to make peace. And that means making peace with anything and everything or whoever or a situation. Make peace. And that is not easy. That is definitely not easy. But making peace is it's about me or it's about you. It's not about the other person. It's not about them at all. It's not about the situation. It's about, I need to free myself from this feeling. I need to free myself from this burden, this heaviness on my heart. I don't like to feel that way. And we don't realize how much it's bringing us down until we stop and really think about it. And I have had to do many things to just move on from situations. And I have forgiven. I have not forgotten. And there are just certain things that you can do sometimes to help yourself to kind of move on from that. And, there's a lot to do. Yoga, meditation, maybe join a group. There might be like a group for grieving or whatever. And maybe you can find comfort in talking to others, reading a book, even listening to a podcast on your situation. I have written a letter and ripped up the letter and literally took it out to the trash can. Like, didn't even leave it in my house. Like, wrote the letter, ripped it up, walked it right out the door. And I'll tell you, that really helped me. So find peace somehow, some way, and you can go on with your life and move on and just have a freer spirit. Your heart will just be happier. And it's just time. It's just time. I just don't have time to feel that way anymore. So that's my tip. We need to walk more. Everyone needs to walk more. I need to walk more. But when I do walk more and when I do walk, I feel so good. I don't even sometimes get my 10,000 steps in for the day, but if I can do my 30 minutes in the morning before I go to work, I have so much energy and I feel so good. Walking is just good for everything. It's good for your joints and your muscles, digestion, your mental health. I just feel like I can think more clearly when after a walk, I go for a walk. If I get my walk in every day, it just gets me through the whole day. If I don't walk, I'm dead tired by the time I get home from work. I am just not functioning right. But I know when I feel fabulous the days that I walk and I take the time to do it. So, and when you get your steps in, you sleep better. And that's what we all need. We need better sleep. We need a sleep routine. Not saying I have one at all. I do not. But I make a point to try to get enough sleep at night. I do not stay up late. I am up way too early in the morning to be staying up late. That just affects my whole entire day. So I make sure I'm getting ready for bed at a certain time. I make sure I'm usually in bed by a certain time. There's certain things that I do to kind of do a ritual to get ready for bed. And that has just helped me tremendously. My other big tip for getting good sleep that I found is helping me is putting my phone across the room. My phone is across the room. I really don't hear my notifications anymore. I don't hear my text messages, which I'm sorry. If you're texting me that late, you're going to have to wait till the next morning because I'm not replying. But having my phone across the room has really helped my sleep so much better. And then in the morning, when it's time to get up, I get right up. I'm not hitting that snooze for five different times like I had. Maybe 7 different times was my snooze. But now I just get up. I get up, I go across the room, and I grab my phone. And couple tips that you might want to try to get better sleep. Some people sleep better with silk sheets. Some people sleep better with flannel sheets. Maybe change up the fabric of your sheets. Play soft music in your bedroom before you're getting ready, or turn the lights down lower in your bedroom. And maybe put a diffuser on. I use essential oils at night, and it kind of just calms me down and gets me ready for bed. So definitely try to prioritize your sleep and you will just feel way better. I am so grateful that you are here. And I am just very grateful for what is in my life. I highly suggest practicing gratefulness, whether it be in a journal or writing a letter to a friend or family member to show your gratefulness, your appreciation, however you want to look at it. I am grateful for what is in my life. And I think it helps to not really think about the things that I might be lacking because I really don't think about those things. I could sit and think about those things, but it never comes into my thoughts. I'm grateful for what's in the present here and what I have. And I appreciate that. And when people bring me something, like my girlfriend, she eats gluten free and sometimes vegan and healthier ways. And nobody else in her family does. And I eat like that sometimes. I don't really cook like that, but I would go to a restaurant or I would eat at her house. And nobody in my family eats like that. And so she thinks of me. And once in a while, she'll come over and bring me her healthy foods. And she's brought me quite a bit lately. And I just appreciate that so much. I appreciate that she wants to share her food with me and that she's thinking of me and she cares enough about me that she's going to come over here and bring me her food to try. And I'm just grateful for her. And I'm just grateful that she thought of me. And regardless if I like the food or not, it doesn't matter. And I got a hug out of it. So definitely quick little story there. But I try to teach that to my daughter that, no matter, what, when someone gives you something, they're giving it to you for a reason. So if they are handing you a gift, they're thinking of you. So be grateful. It doesn't matter if you want it, if you wanted it, you like it, you don't like it. That person thought of you and I appreciate it. Like I appreciate me being on your mind and you doing that for me. How thoughtful that is. I like to write in journals and just write down my thoughts for the day and what I've been blessed with. So maybe try that. Gratitude is a simple, powerful practice that can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. So my tip to you is to write a letter or a text to somebody. Tell them how much you appreciate them and that you're grateful for them. And let me know in the comments below how that went. Did you do it? How many people did you message? I'd like to know. Be ready for the unexpected financially. And what that means is after you get yourself out of debt, you're going to start saving like a mad person. You're going to put all your money that you can into your savings account now. So all that money that you were throwing on your debt there, throw it into your savings account. You're going to want between 3 and 6 months expenses. So what do you spend every month on your expenses, on all your bills, on everything? Add that up. What is it that you spend every month? Put that money away. So you're going to want 3 to 6 months of expenses. You're going to want this for an emergency fund. What if you lose your job? What if your partner loses their job? You just never know. What if you unexpectedly need a new roof or you need a new refrigerator? You just never know. Or you need a new car. Like your car dies. I've totally been in that situation. My car dies and it's dead. There's no fixing it. There's no repairs. We're running out the next day trying to find a car. I'm sorry. I'm not getting a loan out for a car. So you're going to have your emergency fund ready to go. Now, if you use that money for an emergency, you're borrowing that money. Oh, my necklace is falling off. You're borrowing that money from yourself. So if you use that money, pay it back. You're going to have to pay it back to yourself. Interest free though. So don't even worry about it because you're just taking a loan from yourself. But make sure you put that money back. But to have that emergency fund is such a comforting feeling. During COVID, everybody was stressing out. They weren't working. They didn't have any money coming in. I had no worries. I had 6 months of expenses saved away. I was still working, of course, but if I wasn't, I would have been okay. And I wouldn't have been stressing about it because I had it set aside for an emergency. And that was definitely an emergency. And I've definitely used the money for things that I needed, but I always pay it back. There's a certain dollar amount in there. Once you have your dollar amount in there that you need and you are done, you're done. You're free. You are so secure. It's wonderful. The feeling you're going to have of that security that you can take care of your family, you can take care of yourself, you can handle almost any situation. What an accomplishment. Oh my gosh. My other suggestion with that money is you may want to look into a high yield savings account. So your money could be making money. A lot of these places offer up to 5% that you could be making on your money. Definitely do your research and have an emergency fund. It is so utterly important. Make sure you put that on your list of things to do this year. Take the time to declutter something, whether it be a drawer, a room, or even a small section or your dresser. Oh, my dresser. I need to do that. That's my next thing. Anyways, cluttering can just bring us more peace, space, and definitely more clarity. It's not about getting rid of, it's about creating room for what matters. Definitely do not try to declutter a whole entire room in one sitting. Sometimes that can be really overwhelming if it's a big project. Do small sections at a time and set a timer. Time yourself, because if we get overwhelmed, if we get burnt out, if we get annoyed, we're not going to finish it and we're not coming back to do it again. That's for sure. So give yourself small goals. Just have a small goal and a timer and you'll be good. Bring your baskets and section everything off. If you haven't used an item for 6 months or more, just reevaluate it if it's something that you really, really need to keep. If not, pass it on, donate it, or get rid of it. Definitely keep the things that bring you the most joy. When we declutter something, it's just such a huge accomplishment. It makes your house more enjoyable when we have less clutter. Decluttering helps you have more of a calming environment. So after you're done decluttering your section or your area, drink a glass of water, because that's my next tip. Drinking enough water. I definitely do not drink enough water, but I make sure that I try to drink enough water. I set reminders. I write notes. My girlfriend messages me during the day, hey, drink your water. And I do the same for her. That's kind of like our check-in status. Like, okay, yes, you're right. I need to drink my water. I feel better. My body works better. I'm a better person when I drink my water. It's so hard for me in the winter because it's so cold already. But if I pay attention, that's the thing. If I pay attention to how much water I need to be drinking that day or how much I haven't drank that day that I need to drink, it just makes my life easier. It makes it better. Everything just works better and I feel better. And so that's my tip. Drink your water. It's so, so important. Just pay attention. Buy a big jug if you have to. Fill it up, put it on your counter or in your fridge. Set reminders in your phone like I have, or have a water buddy friend check in with you. But definitely drink your water and stay away from the sugary drinks. Try not to add those squeezy things in if you can. Drink straight up water, straight up. It'll help. One thing you could do is create a water challenge with some friends of yours and maybe make it into a challenge, a monthly challenge. And that's my last tip is give yourself a monthly challenge, whether it be drinking enough water or going to bed at 9 o'clock every night for a month to see how you feel. Give yourself some kind of challenge to make you step outside your box a little bit too. Having a goal or a challenge gives you a self of accomplishment when you do it. And it boosts motivation because if you know that you have this challenge, even though you gave it to yourself, you're going to get it done and you're going to feel great about it when you're done. You're going to feel accomplished. So I'm going to read off some suggestions that I wrote down for some challenges that you could give yourself. One being no sugar for 30 days. I would love to do this, and maybe I will next month. Maybe that's my thing. Take one picture every day for 30 days. Send a text or an email to a friend or family member every day. Learn a new skill, being like a musical instrument. Maybe take lessons for a month to see if that's something you like. Or get on YouTube and look up crocheting. See if that's something that you could teach yourself in 30 days. Maybe a recipe. You could even get on YouTube and look up recipes and chefs on there. Maybe make a new recipe that month. Give yourself a challenge and step outside your box a little bit because you're missing out on a lot of extra fun. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Handwrite a full letter to somebody that you love and mail it to them. You really just don't know where these challenges could lead you. And you're missing out on so much fun if you don't do it. So at least try it. And if you do, let me know what you did. And thank you so much for stopping by.